Experts are also keeping a close eye on the potential impact of those policy changes, as well as future efforts on sustainable development. Among them, Aurilio. She is the director of Washington, D.C.'s Office of Environment America. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's start wider and talk about the UN's efforts when it comes to sustainable development. We saw that they recently held the Environment Assembly in Nairobi, also talked about climate change at COP23. Are you encouraged by what you're seeing on a global level?
I'm tremendously encouraged by the goals that the UN set at their recent conference. They pledged to beat pollution and go pollution-free and have countries around the world work together so that 1.5 billion people will lead longer lives because of less pollution, that 1/3 of the world's coastlines will be cleaner and less polluted. That's incredible. And I happened to be in Paris 2 years ago as part of the Paris International Climate Negotiations when the world came together and set goals to cut pollution, to tackle the most important environmental challenge of our time right now, which is global warming. So all of those are huge and heartening steps in the right direction.
And how important is it for companies and business leaders to also play a part in sustainable development? Looking around the world, how does it generally help alleviate poverty?
Well, first and foremost, it's the year 2017. We're smart people, we're a smart society. There's no reason why people should be breathing dirty air or drinking dirty water. Not only does that stifle all efforts for people to get out of poverty, but it makes them sick. It costs our society in terms of suffering, in terms of healthcare costs. It doesn't make any sense. Sustainable development means we waste less, we're more efficient, and that's good for the economy. That will lift people out of poverty, as well as making sure that we can lead better lives.
So where does the United States fall at the moment? I mean, have we seen any real change on the ground yet with some of what the U.S. president has been proposing, and how long before we see some of those effects?
Oh, this is a tough question for me. I've been working on environmental issues for 25 years, and many of the things that we've made progress on, like the Clean Power Plan and clean car standards and the U.S. becoming part of the Paris Climate Agreement, all of those things are things that this administration is taking aim at. What we're going to see on the ground going forward is more drilling, more mining of our treasured landscapes. In fact, just on Monday, President Trump shrunk the size of some national monuments. That's outrageous. We actually think it's not even legal. But what we're going to see on the ground is just a lot more destruction of our beautiful country and a lot more pollution. We're seeing fewer employees at the Environmental Protection Agency. That's the agency that protects our air and water. That's just going to be bad for America.
On the local level, though, can they overcome some of the things that the federal government is doing?
Of course, because mayors and county commissioners, the local elected officials, they're on the front lines. So as we see now climate change fueled more extreme weather like hurricanes and wildfires, the mayors and the local officials are the ones that actually have to protect their people. And so the good news is they're stepping up. There's a community of 2,500 local elected officials, mayors in the United States that have stepped up and formed the We're Still In coalition, saying we don't care if Trump pulls us out of the climate agreement, we're still in and we're going to take action. And just a couple of examples, several large cities in the United States have now pledged to go 100% renewable. So the city of Atlanta, Georgia, San Diego, California, Orlando, Florida, they're all saying, you know what, we can solve this problem ourselves. At the end of the day, for the U.S. to actually meet its climate goals and its pollution goals, we're going to need national action, but the actions of these mayors and local elected officials can certainly help a lot.
All right, Aurilio, thank you for your time. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.